All right. What's the deal, y'all? It's the way 3CP, and yes, we had a game Friday. Not was I wasn't there. Had some things going on. Not things, but car. I need to get another car and all that. But don't worry, I'll be able to watch some of the stream a little bit. So even if I'm not there, I can still see the game or somebody can tell me what's going on. So remember that. Uh, Wiley's pretty much what we expected, but I was more concerned about if JT's offense was going to be as bad as they've been the last 4 weeks. And all of a sudden, this just everything started clicking on them. 48 points, and wow. I mean, this is what you expected JT to be doing the first of the year, or at least playing Lee and Horn, at least scoring some points and competing with Longview and Trinity. But they come around and blow out. They said it could have been worse than it was. People was there, and but the offense actually started clicking. So now we're like, wow, what was this offense doing these last 4 weeks that they wasn't doing, that they was doing Friday, that they was doing these last 4 weeks? Or what happened? And now, me being at the game, I really wanted to be at the game to see exactly how the offense ran, so I can go back and watch some of the film that people went live at. But this is what we expected. This is what they mean. Pretty much not much to talk about Wylie. They were just pretty much a bad team, and so they were expected to beat JT. But now people's like, oh, JT's been struggling. They might beat them, but it might be like a 14-0 game or something because of the offense. But hey, they put up a lot of points on them, and now they're back in that. Or just might be with it. They make that run again. I mean, everybody was. I mean, I think, was it Turner, that guy, the receiver guy? He kind of came around as a receiver. I think that's number 3. Or and the guy that Cam Ford is pretty much comfortable with throwing the ball to, and Isaiah, he had a few good runs. I mean, good passes and stuff. So yeah, the offenses look like they're clicking, at least in this game. And, Kent Crawford had a pick six. He had a Mech pick six. Can I get a Mech pick six? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Wiley East. Hey, nah, I ain't gonna say that, y'all. This is our podcast. This is no huddle. We might do this uncensored podcast and just talk about how you feel about these other teams. But, they're bad. Let's let you know they're bad. But besides all that, man, this one is it's actually a good night out here. We actually outside. Like, you never know where we podcast at. We could be podcasting from your backyard and you never know it. Like, that's how mobile we are and everything. It's like, and this is a Saturday, so we're getting ready for Empire coming out. I'm seeing some of my old coworkers. A lot of my old coworkers are coming in tonight from out of town. Oh yeah, it's a pretty good night. I'm gonna say I've been working with these people for the last 10. You work with somebody for 10 years plus, and you like y'all kind of like stay on the road together, like you kind of be like family. So these people they're coming in, and it's gonna be good to see them and all. But yeah, we got and I heard, speaking of the game and stuff, I heard that the fans, people didn't really, not the stands wasn't that packed as a lot of JT fans expected. Like the stands were kind of low there, and there was like, people stopped going to the games when JT starts losing and stuff, or when a team starts losing. People are all you under fans this, but there's different thing. Wiley East. I mean, okay, if I can go to every game, I will. I have. So that's but some people, they be like, oh, they're gonna blow them out. Wiley, they don't want to see it, but. And then if you're a hardcore fan, you're gonna be there at the game. If you're a fan, you're a fan. But then there's those people that just JT, they might struggle. They've been struggling these last 4 weeks, so we don't want to see that or whatever. So you never know the case. But y'all know playoffs time, all this when all these wins start coming in, JT's going there. The fan, everybody's gonna come back. Playoff time, everybody's gonna be there on the road. With the flags, with the cows, everything on I-20 going to Dallas, because you pretty much know all the games are probably going to be somewhere around there. But you just got to be patient. Then we know everybody's talking about, Coach Holmes need to be fired because of these. And then they say, where are all those people that was talking about him? They want him to be fired now. So he puts together a pretty good win against, a real good win. Like this, they needed to beat Wiley this bad. They needed to. And I keep hearing stuff like people like coach him not wearing a headset. The thing like that, I never noticed about the headset because I always know, cause me knowing football, I know he's the head coach. I'm not expecting him to wear a headset because he doesn't have to communicate with everybody on the squad. Like I'm not sure how Shu does it now because I know in the NFL, the coaches and the coordinators can communicate with their players like on the field, like Tom Brady and whoever the coordinator is. He'll talk to them before the line. Hey, this guy right here sucks. Throw the ball to him, da 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 da. And they can talk, or they can't talk, but they can hear. Brady can hear what the coaches are saying to him and stuff. And so the headsets in high school, I don't know. I know they got the guys upstairs in the high school, whatever, in the press box. Maybe they're talking to each other or whatever. I'm not sure how high school. I'm not sure they got that technology to talk to them. I'm pretty sure they do. But Holmes coaches the whole team, so he's over everything. He ain't over this one thing and everything. So he's the coach, the head coach. And if he was just one guy, give him a headset, let him call play, let him do everything. You don't need to play all these other guys. Why are you gonna pay coordinators and defensive coordinators when you got if Holmes can just do everything at once? That's why you got a staff. That's why you need help. That's why all it is. It's all about football. That's how the game is. There's not one team that has one coach and just does everything. I mean, it's just that. And yeah. I mean, I know Bill Belichick is like the greatest coach ever. He does he even call plays? He called something. I thought he used to be a coordinator, or like he used to call some of the plays or defense or something for the Patriots. Yeah. Now he's pretty good at that now. Yeah. No. Belichick is like that's one. If I had to go up against Bill Belichick in anything in life, I would be scared. Like if I had to go, if I was in trial and Bill Belichick was the defense attorney to get me in jail, I would be like, yeah, I'm going to jail. This dude just cannot be beat. This dude knows what he's doing. Like that dude right there. I don't know how he do it with nobody, with less than nobody. Bill Belichick could take JT team week 1, a team that didn't score but 17 points in 2 games, and make them win a Super Bowl. That team, he would take that team and win a Super Bowl with some high school kids. I guarantee you. Like I'm telling you, it's just weird. But yeah. Shout out to everybody on the forum, like I said. Shout out to JT Fan 99 for her. He pointed it out that I shouted him out last week. He like, thanks for the shout out. Yeah. I know there's a few of them that I keep forgetting, but Von G, there's a new one around, Cujo Fan 3245 or something like that. Shout out to him. He's No Days Off Texas, Cujo for life. All y'all know. Even shout out to all the other people, Lobo Fan 07, Lufkin Fan, all y'all people that post on the forum regularly. We need to get like a meet and greet one day or something like that. But yeah, we getting ready for this old Empire. I'm gonna let CJ pop on and let y'all know what's happening, because we already know what happened, but we know.
Well. Guess what we're talking about on this one? We're talking about a winning streak. I say a winning streak is more than one game won in a row. It's kind of like one of my favorite sports movies, like he said on Major League. He like, we win 3 games, that's called a winning streak, or whatever he said. I'm just paraphrasing, but I think he said 3, but it was a winning streak. 2 games in a row. After starting the season 0-4, you start off district. Think about this. Let me just go on and say this first. This is the thing. This is one of my takeaways from John Tyler at this point as we sit here talking on this podcast. JT starts district off 2-0. And we all know sometimes 2 wins gets you in the playoffs, but 3 wins almost guarantees your playoff. It pretty much guarantees your playoff spot. So first, they already got their 2 wins out of the way. First 2 games, you got that, and that's what I was looking towards. That's why I was talking about it. I even said to Rob, if they can go on and take care of business, first district game, they can go on and take care of business against Texas High, get that first victory, and then you go against a weaker team in Wylie. I'm going to just call it what it is. I'm just trying to put it in perspective. And you take care of them, then you build momentum. You build confidence going into the meat of of the district schedule. Of course, they have West Mesquite coming up next, and I'll get into them in a few minutes. But you know, JT, they jumped out to him. They jumped out to a 41 zip lead against Wylie East. First road game of the season, and so this is like I say, and even the commentator said it. This is, I believe they talked about it last week, but this is when they talk about, the people that really don't know high school football or just follow sports in general, they don't never think about this. But JT plays a hard non-district schedule for a reason. Now, it's teams out there like, I won't say no names, but it's teams out there that play maybe a week of non-district schedule. You know what I'm saying? So even in college, I could easily say, well, Alabama, they don't play nobody. It's even been said that, Nick Saban, he chooses the schedule a certain way. But you're like, well, how they going to be ready when they face okay, if they don't play nobody until like end of October or 1st of November, and they're a hard team, and then they give them their first loss, and then they're probably knocked out. They might not even make the college football playoffs or have a chance to play for a national championship. Well, Alabama has a culture, so they're going to be amped up. That's why Nick Saban is arguably the greatest coach of all time, greatest college coach, of all time, because he's going to have it. It's not, we playing, let's say we play in Southern Mississippi, and of course, the players might look at it, that's a bye week, but it's like, no, you better play him like you playing an Auburn, LSU. I can't wait to see him play LSU. But anyway, play it the same way. You show up, you play your best football, you go practice hard, you're gonna make sure you're not slacking. He's gonna make sure of that. That's what a great coach does. They're gonna make sure you get up for all these games because, like I say, it's a football game. That's your opponents. Handle your business. You know what I'm saying? Play them just like anybody else. So, just jumping out on these teams. I was in Oklahoma last week. Manhandle Texas Tech. They don't belong on the same field. But it was just, top receivers taken in the draft. In the 2020 draft. It's just, but CD Rambo, he's a bad one too. But anyway, I ain't gonna talk too much about college. But on JT, hey man, Cam Ford game, I'll get in the stats in a minute. But Cam Ford, it just seems like the confidence is building. The confidence is building. And I also said he hooked up with Frank Turner. I believe Frank Turner had about 4 catches or something. I'll get into the stats in just a minute. But I seen some about 2 or 3 games ago. I'm like, man, they can have some chemistry. So now it seems like Cam Ford finding his groove. And, like I said, I've been saying this for weeks. It can't just be Keaton Crawford and everybody else. Cam Ford got to make some throws. I believe he only threw like 19 passes. So, and he was efficient. That's a big thing. And so that just gains confidence for a team that started out the first few weeks struggling. And no matter if you say, well, Texas High didn't have their quarterback, so that made it easier. That made it easier for JT. But, whatever you got to say. But here's the deal. The deal is they 2-0, right? They 2-0. So
don't mind the background, y'all.
So that means they're closer to 3-0. Then you got a West Mesquite team coming up that I'll get in there in a minute. I ain't gonna tell y'all yet about West Mesquite, but look, here's the deal. We're gonna get into some stats real quick. Cam Ford, very efficient Friday night. He had 13 or 19 for 250. And Keaton Crawford on the rushing, 9 for 72. Cam Ford rushed 9 for 64. And let me say this. I've been seeing some flashes of this running attack for John Tyler, Cameron Medlock. I got to give a shout out to him. And I believe, Ja'Carrion Lacey also pay attention to them two names along with Keaton Crawford. They get him a relief in the backfield because we know Keaton Crawford is playing both ways, and he also returns punts. So, and kicks. But anyway, but like I say, that's a very efficient performance for Keaton Crawford. I mean, excuse me, not Keaton Crawford, Cameron Ford. And in the stats, we got the total stats here. What we looking at? I'll go over some total stats in a minute. Like penalties was pretty close. 6 for 70 for John Tyler, 7 for 57 for Wylie East. But yeah. But like I said, they jumped out to a 41-zip lead, 48-7 total final score. They just had it clicking, and the thing about this game is they had it clicking from the start. That's a big deal because me and Rob, we've been to these games, and the offense, we were like, man, they can't buy a score, man. And then it's like big play here, and then you don't see a big play till you don't know when, and you're like, man, they got to get this big play. Come on. I mean, it was at least a couple of these games. If they had the offense, if they had been clicking like they normally do, the game would have been closer. They probably would have won 2 more games. They probably would have won 2 of them district games. They would have. I believe they would have had a chance to beat Euless Trinity because of how if you keep the game, if the defense do its job. That's why I said on the last podcast, I revealed that it looks like JT has got to win a certain way coming up in district, or just to finish out the season. It looks like they're gonna have to ride their defense till the offense get clicking. Because I mean, now if the defense keeps the score down, I say below 20, JT has a chance. It seemed like below like 14. If I want to be real, it's like, man, because the offense is struggling to score. So, but the thing is, I really hope for their sake, Cam, the groove just continue to get better. Continue rhythm. Find your rhythm with Draper, Frank Turner, Isaiah Johnson, all them. Just get your skill players involved. That's where that chemistry happens. It happens with that hard work and practice. And I even heard Reginald Coleman. He calls the games with Manny Alzamora. I don't want to mess his name up, but Reginald Coleman, he coaches with the team during 707 and stuff, and he was talking about how he's glad he's seeing the hard work, paying off with Cam. He's finding his groove, and Rob's been calling it for me because he's been keeping a close eye on Cam Ford. He's been talking about Cam since last year. They need to, and so now we're getting to see. I think they gave the reins to Cam, and it's your team, so that helps with your confidence too. You don't want to be like, oh man, I'm messing up, man, because that goes in the process of getting better. So we see, like I say, I've seen some great throws. Some have been off target, but I see the arm talent. The talent is there. It's just it looks like it's no chemistry, it's no accuracy. So that has got turned up a notch over the last 2 weeks. Don't matter the opponent, because that's gaining confidence. You see what I'm saying? So there has to be chemistry. But it's good to be talking about a W. It's good to be talking about a winning streak. 48-7 over Wylie East, and they head to face West Mesquite back at home this coming Friday, October 11th. Now, West Mesquite, this is another struggling team coming in. They have a 1-4 record overall. They have a 1-0 record. Just like John Tyler, they have played Wylie East. They played Wylie East the first week. They beat them, I believe, 37-14. But it's a struggling team coming in, so it should be interesting. Hey, next episode, we could be talking about a 3-0 JT team in district. 3 up, 3 down. Hey, sounds good to me. I'm just saying. Then you got the Mesquite. I'm sorry, I can't even talk tonight, y'all. It's been a long day. But McKinney North coming up. That game will be on a Thursday night. That'll be after the bye week, but we'll talk about that more on the next episode. But when you got the McKinney North coming up, Mesquite Poteet, and then finish the season off against Sherman, it makes it less pressure when you're gone. Yeah, you can go up 3-0. You got 2-0, But you got 2-0, but it ain't time to put your feet up. You see what I'm saying? So, hey man, I know the players are feeling good about themselves. Defense is playing its tail off. Hey, what more can you say? Because I mean, it seemed like yesterday, people was talking about, oh, John Todd, they look like an embarrassment. I know it was on national TV against Longview, but now you putting yourself in position to make the playoffs because that's the number one goal. JT, they usually roll out of bed and get in the playoffs. So, I mean, hey, now they're just putting themselves in position. This is what great teams do. They find a way when the time is right. It's hitting that stride when it's time. Just like what team is hot at the end of the NFL season? What team is hot when the playoffs start? Giants win the Super Bowl, wild card team. Both times they won the Super Bowl, they was, see what I'm saying? So it's, can you get hot? This might look like a team that can't get past the first round. Then next thing you know, they 4 rounds deep. How that happen? We know the Cujo moniker, never quit, never die. So, but we're gonna talk about that down the road. Let's just focus on West Mesquite, Friday night, Rose Stadium. Cujo gonna show up and show out, Cujo Nation. But I'm gonna pass this back off to Rob, and hey, I'm just here, just like y'all, to see this team grow and hit this stride going into the playoffs, because we know that's where it counts. But let me shout out to the Libras. Shout out, some big things coming up this month. Also, let me give a special shout out to a homie. We're gonna do some work here pretty soon. Shout out to one of the best people I done worked with, one of the most talented models. Shout out to Miss Zasmine Williams. I appreciate the support. You know what I'm saying? We done a couple projects in the past, and I appreciate the trust. I just appreciate the trust because you're very talented. You can work with anybody you want to, and you choose me as one of the people you work with. I'm honored for that. And like I say, October's finna get busy, and we hoping this weather is finna go on and change because we ready for some fall weather. Time to pull out them hoodies at the Rose Stadium. But I'm passing back off to Rob 3CP. Y'all have a blessed weekend, a blessed week, and great October. And by the way, for these Halloween people out here, these Halloween junkies. I ain't got nothing to say. See, y'all was waiting on it. I ain't got nothing to say. We random on this one. I'm passing back off to Rob. Y'all have a good one.
All right, speaking of Halloween and stuff, scary things, I can't wait to see this Joker movie. I keep hearing about it, and I gotta see it. People say they walked out of it. Some people walked out of it because it was kind of disturbing. But you gotta know the Joker. He's the damn Joker. What do you expect him to do? Make cakes and talk about Batman and stuff? But I've heard little spoilers of it. I ain't gonna spoil it for you. But the ending kind of makes you know about the DC stuff and connects to DC stuff. But we did just watch the movie. I'm a big Joker fan. Everybody asks me what the tattoo on my arm is, that's what the tattoo on my arm is, the Joker. It's not finished, but it's gonna be. I'm gonna get the green hair and all that, and get everything. Like, I'm gonna have a whole bunch of Joker tattoo. I'm telling you, I'm a big Joker fanatic. Like, y'all just don't understand. Like, if I could be the Joker and walk around and look like the Joker all day, I would. Like, I'm not lying. I would walk around here and look like the Joker with green hair and white face paint. And y'all be like, what the hell is this dude doing? I don't know. But anyway, shout out to everybody. We out here. Yeah. That's a wrap for this. Friday night, West Mesquite. Oh, yeah. Was homecoming last week? Okay, why it didn't seem like it was homecoming? Did they have like homecoming queens and kings and stuff? Okay, so it seemed like they used to do it in halftime. Oh yeah, they did it earlier, but this seemed like it wasn't.
I saw some moms. I saw some people with the with the walking around at the game.
It just seemed like it was homecoming. Got to see a lot of that stuff.
It really didn't feel like it. I was thinking about that. I didn't say that. Yeah.
But it is what it is. They got the win. We out here. That's a wrap. And go Cowboys. Hope they beat the Packers. And I still hate Tom Brady. I still hate who else I hate. I hate the Giants. I hate the Eagles. And I hate the Redskins. I hate those three teams. And I also hate the New York Knicks. The reason I hate the New York Knicks is because they beat one of my favorite teams back in the past. The old Miami Heat with Tim Hardaway, Alonzo Mourning, and all those. Yeah. Oh, y'all hate Allen Houston. Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
don't hate
yeah,
that team.
that's the we should make an
I
old
respect that team.
podcast. Hey, I hate this team. But